Hey you guys, today we're going to go through the second day of daily grammar practice. Just as a reminder, we use this in our language arts class as like our bell work. So for the first 10 to 15 minutes of class, this is what we're focusing on. And like I said yesterday, for the first few weeks, we're definitely going to be going through them together in class, as well as videos for you guys so you can kind of listen to and follow along with my thinking as we practice doing these things together. So yesterday, you guys went through and you found all of the different parts of speech for our sentence. And our sentence, just as a reminder, is dust covers a butterfly's wings. And today it's a little bit different. If you look down here, we have our directions. So we're going to underline the subject once and underline the predicate twice. Now, hopefully you have watched the video in Google Classroom where she discusses what the difference between a subject and predicate is. It looks a little bit like this. Identifying subjects and predicates. Perfect. So hopefully you've watched that first. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of talk through my thinking of how to find a subject and a predicate. So the subject is the noun or pronoun that is performing the verb or doing the verb. In this case, it's helpful that we found the parts of speech yesterday because you might recall that covers right here, that is our verb. So in order to figure out the subject, you need to ask yourself, well, what noun or pronoun in this sentence is performing covers? What is doing the covering? So in this case, it is dust that is covering the butterfly's wings. And now it's a little tricky because butterfly's wings, those are both types of nouns as well, but it is dust that is doing the covering. So if we look down at our directions in the speaker notes, we underline the subject once. So what you can do is you can click this line button up at the top of Google Slides, select a line, and then you can just draw a line underneath dust. If you're like, wow, that's kind of a puny line, let's make that a little bit thicker. You can click this icon that says line weight, and you can make it super chunky. That's a little bit too chunk. Let's rein that back in. Oof. All right. So we found the subject. It is dust. Now the predicate is the verb that the subject is performing, as well as all of the other modifiers behind it, like what is it covering in this case. And for the time being, it's going to be pretty simple for us. Once we find our subject, the rest of our sentence is going to be our predicate. So if I look down here, I'm going to underline the predicate twice. So same thing as before, I'm going to select a line, and I'm going to draw a line that covers, or that encompasses or includes, covers a butterfly's wings. Now that's just one line, and we'll make it a little bit thicker. But I need to do two lines, so I'm just going to come right back up here, create another line, and put it underneath as well. Make it a little thicker so it's more visible. Now you notice my second line I drew there, is it all that flat and parallel to the first line? No. But do I have two lines under my predicate? Yes. And that's the part that I care most about. So if your line's just off a little bit, don't worry about it. It doesn't bother me. If you want to make it straight and perfect, hey, that's cool too. So once you're done making those changes where you've underlined the subject one time and the predicate two times, you're going to come up here to the share button again. Click that. And then you're going to want to enter in my name, and K. Forsman at moqschool.com comes right up. Okay. If you happen to just know my email, good for you. You're better off than me most days. You can just type that in as well. Okay. And then, just be sure. Oh boy. Okay, here we are. just be sure you hit the send button. Otherwise, I don't get it, okay? I'm going to cancel because I don't need to share this with myself again. And from now on the second day of DGP, this is what we will be doing. There's a little bit more to it, but for the time being, for the first few weeks, we're just going to focus on underlining that subject one time and that predicate 2 times. All right, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and good luck.